Oh, then some. Hmm. Hi, Benson.
Hello, hey, Sid.
Hey,
Nice to see you again.
nice to see you too.
So now you both get the US citizen?
Yes.
That's exciting. I got
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I got that 2 years ago.
relief.
You.
It only took us 19 years.
Oh, 19 years. Oh man.
Yeah, we came as students in 2006.
I see. I see. Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit easier for me. It took me
Yes,
like 3 years because
3 years.
yeah, I was in on the L1 from Canada. So
Oh,
I'm already
right.
a Canadian citizenship. So
Okay.
and got
Yeah, that
L1.
helps.
Yeah, that helped a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but it took me, yeah, almost 10 years to get the Canadian citizenship.
Okay, so it took you 13 in
Yeah,
all.
anyway, well, as long as it's in North America, it's okay. But yeah, that's pretty exciting. See who's gonna join today.
Yeah.
Oh man, where's our Toastmaster? Hmm, the GE.
Yes. Who's Toastmaster today?
Sonia. Hmm, hmm, interesting.
Yeah, my spouse already got the passport. They're going overseas in a week. I'm
Uh-huh.
staying here, so I took the snail road.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for my passport,
Right, right.
but
The
hopefully in a
passport
couple
should be,
of weeks.
yeah, should be quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we applied the passport like same day we got the citizen. It's just
Well,
took the picture and
yeah.
sent from the passport. Yeah, that was pretty hurry because we need the visa to China.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just like yeah, everything's in hurry. So, yeah, I remember that. Interesting experience. Hey, Vincent.
Hey,
Is it? Hey, Benson.
Hey.
how are you?
I'm doing good. Oh, congrats, Sib. And for you
Thanks.
guys, congrats.
Yes.
I know it's like scary times too.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
oh, why? Why it's scary?
Like all the deportations and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it will impact normal people. I mean, normal people. Yeah,
Mm.
most of the cases are pretty special for us. I don't see any impact to us. Like even the company, those green card applications. So, yeah, I don't see
Well, it
much
depends
impact.
which country you're from as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
My spouse has a South African passport, so
Mm.
Okay.
as well as a German one. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
we
Let's
got in
see.
so far.
Mm. So
Yeah,
Betty's
I don't know
here.
how they're doing it. I was worried about like the whole process or just like the direction it's going.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Betty. Let me double check to see if we have. I think we're
Hello.
missing Sonia, who's the Toastmaster of the day. Message her.
Oh, yes. How is everybody?
Yeah,
What's
this
Good.
the
We're
word of the
just
day?
double checking on roles.
Yourself, Betty? What's the word of the day?
Well, let me
um
double check. It was
it's the word of
decided.
the day today. Just the word of
It was
the
like a phrase of the
day.
day. The phrase is mm, mm, mm.
Go the extra mile?
Yeah, go the
Is it
extra mile.
that?
So it's putting extra effort to help someone.
Go the extra mile. Go the extra
Strong.
mile.
I figure what makes our vocabulary richer is also like the idioms that we use in our
Mm,
speech. So hopefully
yes.
that will help it expand. Hey, Sonia,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about
Hey,
you? Let's see. I think we're missing for roles. Hmm, we're missing table topics, an evaluator, and that's it. Unless we're doing we need a
We have a
speaker one.
speaker today. Yeah, speaker
Because
one.
Betty's speaker too, so we could just do a single speaker and then have table topics and an evaluator.
Um, Remind me what today's theme is, and I'll do table topics.
Yeah, the theme is generosity.
Generosity.
Word of the day is go the extra mile.
Okay.
I have you down as a Toastmaster of the day though. Is that still okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. I can do that too.
Okay. Let me see if I can paste the existing agenda and then I'll put it in the chat too.
Okay. And I apologize for being late. I had a problem with getting my headset to work. So, since I am Toastmaster of the day and I don't have, we have timer, we have Marion and general evaluator, and Betty is our speaker. Do we want to just do a round robin for our evaluator then? Does that sound
Yeah.
good?
yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, well then let's get started because we're a bit behind schedule.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Do we want to go through roles, or we've all been around a while? Do we want to not do that and save a little time? Thumbs up or no? Nay? Yay, nay? Yay?
I
Yay.
think I
Okay.
skip it.
Okay, perfect. So then without further ado, I would like to introduce Betty. I do not have her speech title, but I'm sure it's going to be grand. Betty, the floor is yours.
So I'm the speaker too, right? Or only one speaker?
Only one
The
speaker, so
only
you're
one
speaker
speaker.
one. Do you
So
need us to
I'm
give you
going.
a topic, or do you have a topic?
I don't have topic because I try to prepare, but I don't get the time to do that. So I just do the impromptu.
Okay, so we can give you a topic. Since today's theme is generosity, tell us about a time in your life where either you felt you gave, um, that you were either very generous with other people or a charity, or a time where you received something very generous from either a person or an organization.
Okay. Can you spare the generosity to me on the chat? Who can do it?
Okay. Is that spelled right? No, that's not spelled right. Ah, there we go.
So can you repeat again?
So my idea for your impromptu speech is to describe a time when either you received something or received someone did something for you or a organization did something for you that you felt that they were being very generous, or that you gave or did something in a generous spirit for someone else.
Okay, thank you for Toastmasters. Today, I would like to do the impromptu speech. So the generosity is very good word for this time of the year because Christmas coming is for the appreciation for the God give us the good year, and then we can receive the gift, not the real gift, but the gift from the sensible from the God for anything like the good word or somebody give you the hand, just like maybe you use your power, your hand to go extra mile to help people.
Yay.
No matter the money, but you spend your time. So when I was young, I feel why me? I'm in this world. I don't know what's the purpose. I don't know. Everybody, do you have this kind of question? So why me and who am I? Something like that, right? And now I still have those kind of question. But if I want to die, I want to die peacefully. I don't want to die hard, die very painful, or the life or the in the TV somebody got murder, something like that. So peaceful is very important in the this year of the months. People like the peaceful, like to have a Holy Spirit. So we need to go to the temple to enjoy the spirit, no matter you go to the church or the temple. And one time I know a lady, she is from the Philippines. She is a nurse in Dallas. She married a white guy. I when you give me the topic, I just remember her story, so I just try to tell the story short. Her husband suicide just because of depression, and she's very painful. She know her husband has that kind of issue for the depression. So one day, God, she's a very Christian. One day, God give her the idea, say, go help the poor people. So she help people to give the people the shoes, poor people. And later, her organization is getting bigger and bigger. And she helped the homeless people. One day, she told me, because I was in a meeting with her, and then I talked to her for a while. She said she sleep outside to feed the homeless just one night. How can you tell? How can you feel? I cannot feel if I stay only one night or 1 hour outside with the homeless people. This is very painful. And she tried to have that kind of experience. I guess everybody maybe have different kind of experience for this lady. Her name is Susie. So now her organization is very big. She has every year she collect the money for poor people, and then she help the kids to different country. She go to Asia, China, Middle East, everywhere already for over 10 years. So how big your heart is, how generosity your heart is, then God will hear you and will help people to bring a lot of helper to help you. So we just need to be kind, even though in this kind of virtual world, you don't know the people is real or not real, or people is kind or not kind. but we just be kind. Who care about those people is not real or real, right? We just need to be true ourselves. I know Benson is laughing. Maybe she has some kind of opinion. So we just need to be kind for us and then do extra mile to help people. Then we'll receive something back to us. I hope everybody can do that and we can try to help people and be generous in our hearts. Thank you so much.
Wow, Betty, that was an incredible story about Susan taking her grief and transforming it into generosity, not only for her local community, but for international children. Talk about giving, going that extra mile just to spread her generosity and her love to many, to multitudes. So that's an incredible story. I really appreciate you sharing that with us today. And help me if I pronounce this incorrectly, but your name is Ravagan?
Yeah, you can call me Ravi. Yeah.
Ravi. Okay, Ravi. That's an easy one. Well, welcome, Ravi.
Thank you.
Betty was just doing, we have two speakers normally at our meetings, and since we did not have a prepared speaker today, our second speaker is normally a impromptu speaker. So she was doing an impromptu speech, which is why it may not have sounded as polished as you might have.
No, I think it was very
deep. Yes, it was incredibly deep, and it was a very wonderful story. I truly appreciated her just sharing that with us today. The next portion of our meeting will be for table topics, which I hope you would like to experience as well. You're more than welcome to volunteer for one of our table topics, and we will do that for as long as we have time. And since we didn't have a table topic master, I'm going to be our table topic master today, as well as our Toastmaster of the day. And since our theme today is generosity and our word of the day is go the extra mile, we are going to ask that you try and work the go the extra mile into your speeches or your table topics today. And the first one I'm going to go with today, and these are all thanks to ChatGPT. So thank you, ChatGPT, the almighty ChatGPT. This first one will be, if you could inspire the world to adopt one generous habit, what would it be and why? Do I have a volunteer? One generous habit for the world. What would it be and why? Well, I see Vincent. He's thinking really hard there, so I'm gonna call on you.
Thanks, Sonia. I was trying to think of like some general rule and how can we make this possible? So when I think of one rule that could be applied or one generous habit that each person can have, I think it's whenever we're about to like judge someone or criticize someone, we have to think what's the closest thing we have done that's very similar to that. Not exactly that, just like something very similar. I'm trying to think of a time that this has happened. It might have been when I wanted to criticize someone's spending habits. Sometimes when I take a look at my parents, I see them spending for things that I think, oh, that's like going to the drain somewhere, or I see them like donating a lot of money when I feel like they should be saving more, like preventing their generosity. But I'm like, but I notice you're also having trouble like saving for yourself, so like I want you to save more money. And it's kind of that balance between that, trying to say like, hey, I want you to save up, even et cetera, et cetera. And when I start to think of this habit before I criticize them, I think, what do I spend on that they might find frivolous or what they might think is like, oh, this is a waste of money. You should be saving this instead. And then I think, oh, I definitely go and spend the money on things that are less generous. Like I buy entertainment systems for myself, or I decide that I want to get more luxurious food or go get more takeout instead of donating. So I think, okay, in contrast, I probably don't have much of a say here. So I think in conclusion, one thing that I want more people to do in the world, and this definitely applies to myself too, is that before we pass on a judgment, we take that moment to pause, and then we say, is there anything that I do that's they're very similar or very close to what I'm about to judge now. That's one habit I would like more people to adopt. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master. And thank you for timing. I completely missed.
Yeah, I started it late, so you're good, real good. Okay, let me switch back. Um, thank you very much. Our next topic will be describe a time when generosity surprised you in an unexpected place. Describe a time when generosity surprised you in an unexpected place. Zip, you want to give this one a try?
Yes, let me answer that one also because it gives me the opportunity to, I guess, honor my friend's generosity. I was really flabbergasted, taken aback by my colleague's generosity. Once when I was young, I must have been in third year at university, and like many, I worked in some form of McDonald's. It wasn't McDonald's, but a hamburger making place. And I decided to go to South Africa because the opportunity had just arisen for me to go during the winter holidays. And I had just enough money for the plane ticket and barely any money above that, very, very little, aside from the plane ticket. But I thought, okay, I'll survive over there somehow. I mean, I had friends who had invited me. And sure, I feel vulnerable, but I can't pass this opportunity. And my colleagues and I had known each other for about 3 years, and we knew what was going on in each other's lives, so they knew I had told them. And just before I left, the last day I worked before I left, they actually came and gave me money that they had collected between one another because they did not want me to go with hardly any money over there. And I was absolutely flabbergasted, and it reminded me of what I already believed back then, is that friends can be the truest family, really truer than family. And that really gave me such a beautiful, optimistic view of humankind that they would do that. And I often think back about that moment when I get a little bit pessimistic about our species.
It was a great story.
Over to you.
Thank you.
Toastmaster.
That was a great story. And I do also appreciate when people renew my expectations and my appreciation of humankind as well. Let's see. Ravi, would you like to try the next one?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever misinterpreted your generosity? What happened and what did you learn? Has anyone ever misinterpreted your generosity? What happened and what did you learn?
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster. And then this is a very good question. In terms of misinterpreting my generosity, right? I think what I used to do, I like giving gifts to a lot of people. And I have a lot of nieces and nephews and extended family back in India. So whenever I used to go or travel to India, right? So I used to make sure that each and every person in the family used to get a lot of gifts. and that continued for a long time. And then, after a while, uh, the it became very materialistic. Okay, and then even though it was all part of because of my way of showing love, right? You just go and get things which is not available back in India, and then you go get it, and then they were taking it, and then finally it became very demanding, right? Instead of this gift is something which you feel like, okay, if you want to give something, you go buy, and then it should not be the other way around where you demand the gifts and stuff. So that's when it became very, my in that case, right? My generosity was, I started feeling that, okay, is it really uh, in terms of the expectation became too much, and that was kind of backfired, right? And then I started, I didn't want to hurt them, and then there was a few lists which they were asking. I used to like honor that and everything, and then finally it became quite a lot. And then I had to and then I had to tell them, okay, this there are quite a lot of things which have happened. I don't want to go in at the don't want to reveal all those things, but then yeah, in terms of that, like, okay, you can be generous, and all I felt going forward, right? Let's say if a person who needs, and if he really needs, and if he uh, for those kind of people, you need to be more generous compared to the people who already have it. uh, that's the fine line, I would say. I did not, yeah, put it correctly, but then that's the train of thought for me, right?
Yeah, I completely understand. When my son was little, I after my ex-husband and I divorced, I used to always make sure that he had presents to give to his whole family when he went and had Christmas with his dad. And then that became expected. And instead of being just something I did out of generosity, it became, oh, here's the list of things you should buy for these people. And it's like, yeah, no, that's not why I do this. Sorry. No, you get what you get, or you don't get anything at all. So, yeah, I totally get that. It makes you feel kind of used, kind of uh, just being, taken advantage of. But yeah, I understand that feeling. Sorry it happened to you too. All right. Benson, you're next up on my chopping block for the day. Let's see. This one's kind of hard. Which fictional character best embodies generosity to you and why? Which fictional character best embodies generosity to you and why? And remember, you can change the question if you need to.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. It's a tough question to me because I don't read the fiction. And I believe I only read fiction in my high school. After that, I usually focus on the non-fiction books. So I think regarding to the generosity, it's a very wide topic, regardless it's fiction or non-fiction. And in my real life experience, I got lots of up and downs on the understanding of generosity because I spent most of my youth time in China. Then I migrate to Canada, then to the States. I've been staying in the small towns, large cities. They're all different. I think the culture is really different. And in Shanghai, people just compete for the resources. Lots of people, tremendous number of people. So when the resource is limited, the generosity obviously have a lower level. But while I moved to Canada, I live in a very small town. It's called Kelowna. It's Okanagan Lake. It's a beautiful place. And 80% of the population are retired person. So it's so general in this small town. Everybody knows everything in your family. Especially, we are the only Chinese family in the town. So my son is like very popular, and the people are very generous to our family. You say good morning, good night. In the Thanksgiving, you got lots of gifts. In the Christmas, it's endless. And, it's so great. But when we moved to the States, my son's feeling is like, hey, the driver is here, not for the president. They don't wait. I say, yeah, it's the US, it's a state. People are in hurry. So you see, there are lots of different angles you look at the generosity. So from my understanding that you can always keep your generous heart inside yourself and be prepared for every time the people really needs you. Back to table topping master.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Okay, Betty, do you want to do a table topic?
Okay.
All right. If you could design a generosity challenge, what would the daily tasks be? If you could design a generosity challenge, what would the daily tasks be?
Daily test to be.
Yeah. What would the
Okay.
daily tasks be?
Thank you, table topping masters. If I can deliver the generosity challenge, I will print the money, and I would just like to, like the center, I send the money every day to the poor people. So nobody will worry about to making money. But you cannot be lazy, You still need to do your work, your job, do whatever you need to do daily life, so your life won't feel no purpose. You need to have purpose in life to receive the God give you the money. So if I have the generosity challenge, my purpose is I would like to printing money just like the President Trump. He want to make the US better, but sometimes he screw up. So how can we change the world? Maybe everybody just need the money. That's why you don't have any pain, no war, peaceful, no fighting, right? Why we fight? Because everybody are very greedy. They want to fight for the land, for the war, for the your name or your the status for the society. But in God's world, this is nothing. This is just trash. Just like my husband always told me. And then he always say, you need to study Bible. I said, I know the Bible. Don't have time to study Bible because I need to work. So if I have a power to make paper, printing the paper, I would like to print a lot of money so I don't need to worry to work. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I like that. We could become like Star Trek in the future. No money, replicators. It'd be awesome. All right. Since everyone's had a chance to go, I'll do one. Let's see. We did that one. We did that one. Okay, I'll do this one. Tell us about a tradition, cultural, family, or personal that celebrates generosity. Many years ago in the workplace, we had a Toys for Tots drive. And then I also saw in a mall once where I was working, there was a angels drive where you picked up as angel ticket and then you bought the presents or you bought things for the child that was on that ticket. And then you brought them back unwrapped and gave them and put the ticket on the bag and they would go to the child and be delivered. And the Toys for Tots are just collected and then given out to children. Since then, that started when I first was working as a cashier or salesperson in retail many, many years ago in my first career when I was in high school and then working through college. But what that taught me then, even though I didn't have a lot of money at the time, I could give back. I could help others who were in need, especially children in need. There was a time in my youth when I was actually in a foster home. And so being able to help others who are in a bad place in their lives, either from poverty or not being with their parents and being in foster care, l- helping them know that there was other people out there that cared about what was going on in their lives, or just, somebody out there, you know, felt for them. That was something that I thought made an impact on the world. So I have maintained that tradition every year since. Even when my son was little, we would do that together. I'd make sure he put in for Toys for Tots or got an extra angel ticket for him. And even this year, I knew I'd end up, my contract was going to end in early November, but even this year, not technically working right now, so I don't have an income right now, but I still went out and I still bought Toys for Tots and dropped them off. I still got angel tickets and I actually supported two families, three kids each this year, and dropped off toys and clothes and made sure that those kids had a good Christmas. And for me this year, it made me feel a lot better. It made me not drop into a depression like you sometimes can do when you're not working. It's made my holiday feel a lot better. Actually, didn't even put up Christmas tree lights or anything this year until I came back from dropping off those toys and those presents because it put me in that mood and made me feel a lot better about the holiday. So I do that. That's my tradition every year. Okay, moving on. Let's see, we have about 20 minutes left in our meeting. Um, Normally we would have had another speech for our guest so that you know why I'm trying to gauge our time better here today. We can do a couple more table topics, or we
I
could
think we'll,
touch.
yeah, we'll need to catch for just for round robin evaluations if each
Oh,
person's going
that's
to give an
right.
evaluation.
That's right. So let's go ahead and do our round robin evaluation. Um, who's our general evaluator today? Oh, Benson. Then thank you, Benson. Benson, our general
Thank
evaluator of
you.
the day, and I will pass over the meeting to you now.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Yeah, we are getting to the evaluation session, which is another very important session. You can learn from others and also learn how to give feedbacks. My sunshine. The sunshine is in my room much. Okay. So today, we do a round robin evaluation for Betty. So Betty's speech is impromptu. So she come up with a speech without preparation and for more than 5 minutes. That's a really good challenge to for a proper speaker. So let's see who want to be the first give some feedbacks to Betty. If there's no volunteers, okay, yeah, okay, Vincent.
All right. So Betty, I really appreciate how you're able to tackle this impromptu speech challenge. I know one of the speeches and sometimes we figuring out which story do I want to go for or which story do I think makes the most sense for this question. And I noticed you had two key stories, one about you trying to figure out what was your personal goal and trying to be generous, or how do you show generosity, because you wanted to make sure that in the next life or how or in whatever happens next that you'll be at peace. And you were able to contrast this to your friend's story. I believe it was Susie was her name, where she came from a darker place and she was able to find generosity by helping the homeless. So I think those are two very powerful stories. I like how there weren't too many, because too many stories can just make it very hard for us to follow. Like, which story is Betty currently at? So I thought it was very clear. Like, you started with your own personal story, you started with Susie's, and ended at yours. So the structure came out okay. I think one thing to enhance it even further is just to try to connect how you personally felt. Like, maybe I missed it, but how you personally felt about Susie's story. Were you surprised? Were you excited? Were you sad that she was able to go through it, but like proud that she managed to find strength despite her situation? So I think just adding those small opinions from your point of view, like how did you feel when you heard about Susie's story? How did you feel after hearing about what she did? And so on. Those small things I think could add more flavor to your speech. Overall, I really liked how the stories were very clear. You didn't choose too many and you just focused on two key ones. I think just with a bit of like opinions that you had throughout each story, it could elevate even further. Thank you. Back to you, Mr.
Thank you, Vincent, for the feedback. Okay. Sib, do you have anything to talk about Betty's speech?
Well, the comment that resonates with Vincent's comments. I like the fact, Betty, that you started from your own point of view, but not only that, that you used it to connect with the audience by telling us, that's how I felt, I had those questions. I don't know if the rest of you have also felt that way. I thought that was a good way of introducing your speech because it made your audience feel included. And then when you talked about the second story, I saw it more as an example of the one person you know who was able to find meaning in their life and much more challenging circumstances than most of us have to face, typically, hopefully, which was a really appropriate and powerful example and made us, I think, also presenting your friend as kind of a role model for all of us. I thought that was very nice. And that's all I have. Back
Thanks.
to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Sure. Thanks, Sib. Thank you. Sonia, do you have any feedback?
Well, parroting what has already been said, I definitely liked stories. And then again, parroting what Vince said, I would have also found your conclusion to be a little stronger if you had mentioned in it kind of some of the things that you learned as you maybe things that you learned in life and things that, and your reflection on Susie's experience and how that impacted you. Also, I know this is, we're in this little tiny box here, but that doesn't mean that you can't have some, you know, facial and body movements within it. You tend to be very you just depend on your voice when you're giving a speech. You can, move in your little box. You can use your hands. I know I use my hands a lot when I'm speaking, but it does help to elevate and animate your speech as well. So that's something I would encourage you to do with your speeches going forward. But your tonality was great though today. So and your vocabulary was great. But I'll leave that up to Marian for later. But
Okay.
awesome job.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonia, for the evaluation. I believe Ravi didn't hear the complete speech of Betty. Did you?
No, I just joined in the middle.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, in addition to those evaluations, I have some uh, point I got from Betty's speech today. One thing is that because she is impromptu speech, didn't have preparation, so she needs to thinking while speaking. So I think it's a very, very good skill Betty showed us is to just think, pause, and didn't put in lots of feeling words into those speeches. So I think that part I really need to learn. And another one is interactive with the audience. When I was laugh at her one of the two generosity ideas, she just point that out, say, "Hey, Benson is laughing at me, but I still." So I think that technology is also interesting while you do impromptu speech. So that's 2 points I learned from Betty's speech today. Okay, I think we conclude our evaluation for Betty's speech. It's called the American report from Sid.
Thank you, Benson. So starting with Betty, as Benson actually just said, I did not notice any filler words. You tend to pause as you should while you're thinking about what to say next. As far as grammar is concerned, there are basically two broad categories of issues. You're sometimes, not always by any means, but occasionally you use the present instead of the past. I noticed when you should be using the past, I noticed you saying I know instead of I knew. She goes instead of she went. And another thing is the use of the in front of words which concepts that don't require it, which I know is a difficult thing to learn because it completely depends on the situation in English. For instance, you said help the poor people. One would typically say help poor people, as people is the kind of, I don't know the grammatical terms for this, but a general word, and give the shoes instead of give shoes. One would use the in this context if they're talking about some specific shoes that they're talking about, not again shoes in general. Also notice that she used suicide as a verb. Her husband suicided, when I think you meant to say that he committed suicide. If I got that right, I thought that's what you wanted to say. Then Ravi, I didn't notice any grammatical errors. More filler words, about I think 5 or 6 which I also have to fight myself, as you can hear. Benson, I didn't notice any filler words. Kind of like with Betty, I noticed that you sometimes used the when it wasn't necessary. You said regarding the generosity instead of regarding generosity. And you said a couple of times, you said the resources, when resources was the way to go. And also, when it comes to tense, you sometimes use the present tense when the past would be required in English, I think. Betty, again, but in table topics, I notice again you saying print the money, or in the society instead of print money or in society. But on the other hand, you said Bible when you could have said the Bible. So I mean, just something to practice, I guess, and figure out which is which. I don't know the exact rules for. I'm kind of going with instinct in my own speech. And Sonia, I did not notice any grammatical errors, and I only picked up one filler word, one and that's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you, Sid, for the
And
Marian
Vincent,
report.
no grammatical errors, no filler words as usual.
Thank you. Thank you, Sib. I see Vincent has posted the timers report on the chat. So looks we are doing great on the time controlling. Thank you. Thank you, Vincent. So regarding this meeting, as always, this group is very flexible and everybody is individualized. So we keep practicing, and I believe everybody enjoy the time and learn a lot from others, from the stories, experience, and the things I think we can improve is how maybe we need to figure out a way how to motivate people to reduce the short-term notice. Like just before the meeting, I said, "Oh, everybody is busy. I understand that, and our club is very flexible, and people here are very generous. But I still think we need to find a way to motivate people not to give those short notice. Maybe we can have some rules like people want job better to give a 1 day notice so that everybody can prepare better. And that's my thought. I'm not sure. I don't have any good way yet, but and also it's a holiday season. It makes sense. People are busy during the time. So yeah, I think we should keep that in mind, see if we can come up with something during the officers meeting. Other than that, as usual, I learned and happy, enjoy. Back to Toastmasters.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Benson. The very effective evaluation of our meeting today. I would like to spend a couple minutes with Robbie to have you introduce yourself since you joined a little bit late, so we weren't able to do that at the beginning of our meeting, which we would normally do. So, hello. How did you find us? What would you like to learn from us?
Yeah, sure. Sorry for joining late. I think there was some issue with the computer, and then I logged in, and then I was logging in from my wife's account, and then I had to again log off and log in again. That was the reason for my delay. Really sorry about that one. And how did I learn about this? As I did search for the Toastmaster Club on the Toastmaster International, and I wanted the time slot between 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Right, and this was the one which showed up, and that's the reason I logged in and I wanted to try my luck. And thanks for allowing me and joining this meeting. And also why Toastmaster is because right now there is a lot of requirement, or also like a demand for me to do a lot of presentations and stuff, and also impromptu speaking is part of my new role, and I'm really not good at that, so I want to improve on that one. And then I did some research and everything, and they say Toastmaster is the best way to do it, where people give good feedback, and how I can improve. And that's the reason I thought, okay, let me try this. And then yeah, that was the reason. And what do? I work for a company called Qualcomm. I'm an engineer at Qualcomm. Yes.
Well, we are very happy to have you. Welcome. And you are right. This is one of the better places, or I think the best place to really work on your speaking as well as your active listening. As you saw us practice today, we not only spoke at different times, almost exclusively impromptu today, but we also had active listening. And we wouldn't have been able to give the feedback we did without active listening skills as well. So part of speaking is also active listening. And Sib, you had something to add. I see your hand up.
Yeah, simply that, Ravi, if you want to ask more questions about the club in general. I'm sorry, coming out of the cold. Don't hesitate to email me if you want to discuss. I put my email address in the chat, so you may want to write it down before we leave.
Sure, I'll just copy it over and then I'll
Good.
And did you find us through Toastmasters International or through one of our other advertisements?
Through Toastmaster International.
Okay. That email address, I believe, goes out to all of our officers. So you should be able to contact us from there as well to all of the officers. And we can also answer questions
Okay.
in addition to that if for some reason you want a bigger population of people. So it's a wonderful resource, but in case you wanted more.
I'll do
And
that.
you're always welcome to come every week. Are we taking the week of Christmas off, or are we still meeting that week?
We'll probably take the week of Christmas.
Yeah,
off.
usually we take the Christmas
Yeah.
week off. Yeah. So next
Okay.
meeting
What I
will
was
be the
remembering
last
was-
one before Christmas. Yeah.
So that means we'll be meeting next week, and then the week after we'll take a break. We should make sure we put that on our calendar, but you're always welcome to join us as a guest.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. We have to take our picture. We
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
it's a club tradition.
Well.
Yeah, right. If you're okay, we take
Yeah.
pictures for every meeting.
Okay.
If you don't want your face in the picture, you
Yeah,
can just bring your
just
camera
okay.
on.
That should be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. 3, 2, 1, cheese. I got it.
Okay, great.
Cool.
This goes up on our website. Okay, and then for next week, we need to sign up roles. Vincent, can I get you to take notes for that?
Yeah, of
I'll
course.
take notes.
Perfect. So we need a Toastmaster.
Yeah, I'll be the Toastmasters the general
Perfect. Yeah,
evaluator
that's right,
today,
'cause
so I can do
it's
that.
another one of our little traditions. We always have our general evaluator be our next Toastmaster. So then we need a speaker 1 and speaker 2.
Could be speaker 2 impromptu.
Okay.
Impromptu.
If no one wants to do speaker 1, I can do my next one so we could get the I don't know how much you know about Toastmasters International, but and I'm assuming not very much, but as a club, we have certain goals we're supposed to meet. And one of those goals is, or a set of those goals is to complete certain levels in the educational tracks. And I'm working on trying to get us finished, be a member in our club that finishes our level 5. And I have two more speeches to finish a level 5. So we have that one goal to check off for the year. So I can do one of those next week, one of those last 2 that I need to finish, if nobody else wants speaker 1. Okay, we can put me in there then.
Okay, and I'll be tentative for a functioning role for next time. Just because next week I'll be out of country, so I don't know what my schedule looks like.
What time frame you'll be in, yeah. All right, and then we need a table topic master and a timer, grammarian, and then 2 evaluators.
Betty, would you be up for table topics? Betty, can you do table topics for next week?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Perfect. Okay. And then the rest will take offline since everyone else will be.
Yeah, and we're already past the hour, so let's be respectful. All right. Well, hopefully you can join us again next week, Robbie.
Sure.
You're more than welcome, and we will fill the other roles online. Okay.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
great holiday season. Great week.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
So,
Bye, everyone.